Perfect start, perfect end. Not a very good middle of this trip. Good morning, I'm drying my tarp out. The dawn chorus woke me up. Really loud, beautiful, didn't capture it. Still a bit too dark to actually head out on the kayak, so I'm actually going to have coffee and some porridge from California this morning. And I like this. Sunrise in the east. The moon was full last night, absolutely spectacular, hanging right over the lake. But you know, sometimes it's best just to experience stuff. A little chilly this morning, probably about 14 centigrades, probably going to go up above 22 in about 3 hours or 4 hours. I'm hoping to be well on my way by then. The water filled while I was doing the fire. Bit of coasting along, the fire should be fine. Well, my water's boiled, coffee ready to drink. Breakfast needs about 15 minutes. So during the 15 minutes I'm going to take the tent down, pack it up, pack everything in the bags, get everything over there ready to load out. Very early start to the day. I might regret this if I end up at the landing stage by 9:30 and have to wait till 2, but we shall see. It's flat calm. I want to get out. I'm not happy with the kayak. It's probably me rather than the kayak, but I don't like it in choppy water at all. Not that I had any tipping or major problems, but I just couldn't make headwind. I have to make sure that I test it out in strong winds on tiny lakes with nothing at stake. This was a bit of an error. Camp's ready to be folded away. Well, I'm just about to push off. Thanks for watching this. The lessons I have from this so far: test out an inflatable kayak in high winds on a small safe lake, not on a trip. That was a really bad idea. May just be my confidence, may not be the kayak. I'll have to test it out. It really frightened me. Bring a cell phone charger. Absolutely ridiculous. If I was able to send Kitty photographs and inspirational message, I'm sure she'd be less worried about this whole thing than I'm sure she has been, and I apologise to her for that. It was an oversight. It's been too many years since I did this and I'm overconfident. The ziti, the Cali breakfast, nah. Anything with chickpeas or corn in it as a dehydrated vegan food for camping, forget it. Unless you're going to put it on the pot and boil it for 20 minutes or more, and that's not worth the effort. And the food's not that good, and as I found out from the ziti, I was actually thinking it'd be okay the next morning, and it was not very good. Oatmeal for me for breakfast. Keep it simple, keep it nutritious, keep it things I enjoy. Plant milk I froze. This morning it was sour. Get some fresh soy and powder milk for these sorts of things. Good idea for me. Don't bring the tripod unless I'm coming out with Kitty or somebody else. Keep it really minimal. The GoPro would work just fine. This is obviously a much better camera and gets better shots. Bring a small dry bag just for wet, damp clothes. I haven't really faced too much rain on my trips. I did here, but I didn't have to do much, so I was mostly in the tent. But what got wet stayed wet and didn't dry out. Probably would dry out today, but I'm not staying. Bring a very tough, big, empty bag for my garbage. Bit of a problem with that. I spilt some in the kayak. I'm not happy with that at all. And if I'm coming out on my own for more than one night, bring more than one book. I make sure the books I'm enjoying reading. I am enjoying reading the Witcher series. Sun's way up over the yard arm, time for me to get going. So far so good, flat as a pancake. Kayak's a bit unbalanced, so I'm going to look for a spot over here to stop and rebalance it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's tilting a little left. Perfect start, perfect end. Not a very good middle of this trip. This is Long Island. Arr, Captain Long John Silver. I'm not confident in this kayak, and yet it's not really done anything to show me I shouldn't be. I need more time in this kayak, I think, before I start doing multi-day trips in it. Well, I was very keen to get away. I don't know what time I set off. It's 7:30 now. I've crossed the huge bay and I'm really happy about that. I'll show you on the map. So I set off from there 2 days ago and I went along here to there to there, and right between there I headed there. Where I ended up was there. At that point I tried to get across to there, actually to there, and ended up capsizing and having troubles there. Pulled the kayak around to here, which is where I ended up staying at 30. Talked to the guys, was told that this was impassable for light craft because of the wind. Waited a whole day of wind, finally ended at 7 o'clock last night. So I just kayaked to Stormy Point, around Stormy Point, and then onto the long side of Long Island, and right now I'm actually about there. So I have to decide whether to go across there and then that way and that way, whether to go that way and that way. Anyway, it's very beautiful. I left Kitty a text message. My phone is down to 9% on power saving. Huge area. I've got so much battery power left over from the BioLite, but I didn't bring the charger for the phone. Nor intriguingly did I bring the charger for this, but I actually still have 3 batteries. I find the battery life on GoPros very odd, definitely awful in the winter, but it seems to be holding up for this. So as part of my minimalism, I think I'll be GoPro only from now on trips where I'm on my own. But I hope you can see why I come on these, even though I'm a little fat and I'm a little out of shape and it's a bit risky and I'm not really that good at it. Every time I come, I learn something about myself, about how much pain and suffering I can take. Beautiful, just beautiful. Absolutely. Look at that. Nature's garden. Yeah, it's going to be a hot day. So yeah, Kitty's going to pick me up. 2 p.m, 7:30 now. Probably for dawdle, an hour away from the boat launch, which make it 8:30. I told her I would text her again at 9:30. But yeah, it's been a good trip. It's taught me a lot. Half-assed, half-baked. I'm very lucky it's not windy today. I really don't have the confidence in the Sea Eagle 393RL to be out on this type of a wide lake with motorboats and 2 to 3 foot swells. Like I say, I didn't really take significant water on. I just felt like a cork and bobbing around, and I just didn't like it. The old Costco one's like a big pig, and it just sits there in the water, and the windier it gets, the more water it takes on, and the lower it sits, and the less it is affected by the wind. So I was able to pull that thing using muscle power into the wind. I couldn't do that. I just could not do that. I could not make any forward motion with the Seagull. And obviously if you go out on something like this, you could run out of food, you could have all sorts of trouble. I, of course, as usual, have hardly eaten anything on this trip, and I actually have about 5 or 6 packets of food left. So I would have been fine. Like I say, I use the Michelin Live Straw 12, so I have endless free fresh water that's virus, bacteria and Giardia free. My water supply is good until the first frost. Buying plastic bottles and bringing it in? Nuts. And who needs chemical tablets? Gravity fillers. Alright, thanks for letting me pass the time till I get my lift. I will head off. I'm going to cut through there, poke around, see what's around that bay. There's a bay on the other side of that. Never been in it. There's one campsite there. I think I'll go there. Going to be a warm, windless day. One of my subscribers mentioned to me that I should be using a map and a compass in the back area of my property when I was camping and marking trails. There is some truth to that, except it won't work. You have to actually have visible signs of difference in the landscape to actually pinpoint where you are if you're not using GPS, and I just flatly refuse to use GPS. One of the things you do is you have a decent scale map and you kind of figure out where you're going in and you figure out where you are as you go along. You can use a compass. This isn't a very good one. But generally speaking, on days like this, I don't use the compass at all. I just use the time of day and the position of the sun. The reason I've stopped is I want to show you something on the map so you can understand what we're looking at. On lakes, rivers and the sea, you'll notice these little X's. The little X means there's a rock, a significant rock. There's more rocks than that around out of the water, but they're going to rip your thing to pieces. Now the X right in the middle of McKillen Bay and Long Island, blue of McKillen Bay and the black of Long Island, right in the middle of that, you see a little point, and it juts in a bit, and then you see this rock. That there is that rock. This here is the point. Now this can fool you. One point can look very much like the other, so be constantly stopping and thinking, where am I in relation to the map? Where am I in relation to where I set out, where I'm going? Is the sun in the right position? Is the wind in the right position? Is things changing on me and I'm not realizing it? Be very careful. Once you get lost, it can take a long time to get back. Now, strangely enough, I want to spend a long time getting back because it's probably not even 8 o'clock yet. So I'm going to go around this point and I'm going to explore. Come along. See the effects of motorized boats that just drive at full tilt. Why you would want to drive at full tilt, I don't know. It says something about them, I think. Like, this is seriously not something you want to do. Like, it's going to take you 5 minutes, if that, to go from end of the lake to end of the lake. Slow it down, don't make so much wake, enjoy yourself. People are just stupid. They're really missing out. It's a beautiful day. It's very early in the morning, so they're not rushing anywhere. And if they just throttle it down a bit, they could appreciate the bird life and the quiet. So yeah, there's somebody at that campsite. I see smoke, so I'm respecting their privacy. I'm not going near it for my rest break. And on the way out, I will go that way. So I want to have a little look at that campsite because it's right by the lodge. And it might be suitable for Wolfie and Kitty to come. Because if my navigational skills are true, right there is the entrance to the lodge. It's not really very well marked at all. When Kitty and me did our big Crotch Lake trip, we went up and down this thing trying to find the entrance. We finally found it just by sticking to the left side all the way around. Why it's not marked clearly from the water, don't know. Canada, eh? Oh, we climbed up. Some nice lichens. If you wanted to wild camp, of course, if you're going to wild camp, don't have an open flame campfire. Use a rocket stove, and always take out more rubbish than you bring in if you can. Flat. Bit of prep work would be okay. Nice big stone there. You could put the rocket stove behind. Quite close to another campsite, but most people are never going to climb through bug-infested forest like this to get to you. It has the advantage that it's not an official campsite, so it hasn't been destroyed. I would try not to actually park anything or walk on the lichens. They get destroyed easily. So yeah, mental game is important out here. And that's one of the things it teaches me, is that I can relax, I can calm down, I can overcome challenges, because forcing stuff never works. I'm going to sit and have a lie about and enjoy a bit of quiet. So the inlet's the right size, shape and position, right position in the sky with the sun, and those three rocks marked on the map as X's. Fabulous. Can you see the boat dock yet? Can you see it yet? I'll give you a clue. You can't see it from here. That there is the promontory with the house on it that I trained myself to find the boat launch. It's pretty hidden. This kayak is ideal in conditions like this. Handles rough stuff quite well. I don't know. I think it's me. I think I'm scared. That's the public boat launch. Yay! That's it. I'm going to use what's left of my cell phone. See if Kitty got the message. And I might have to wait 5 hours. If I do, I'm going to probably do a little bit of kayaking that way, and I'll probably go up the top and set the tent up and have a sleep. Thanks for watching. Whatever you're doing out there, be safe. Make sure your cell phone's charged and you have a cell phone charger with you. And check out your capabilities before you're tested. Toodles. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Wolfie, Wolfie, Wolfie. This has been an incredibly cute Wolfie production 2022. Wolfie, good boy, good boy.